Strong bones after 60, how to prevent osteoporosis naturally? Alright, let's have a real conversation. If you're over 60, or getting close, you've probably started to notice a few changes. Maybe you don't bounce out of bed quite as fast. Maybe your knees feel a little creaky. Or maybe it's that slight stoop in your posture that wasn't there before. Sound familiar? Here's the thing, our bones, just like the rest of our body, age with us. They are living tissue, constantly breaking down and rebuilding. But after age 30, that rebuilding process starts to slow down. By the time we hit our 60s, our bodies just aren't keeping up with the breakdown like they used to. And for women, this process speeds up even more after menopause, when estrogen, a hormone that helps protect bone density, takes a nosedive. But it's not just hormones. Other things pile on, too. Maybe we're not as active as we used to be. Maybe our diet's changed. Or maybe we're on medications that quietly chip away at bone strength, like certain steroids or even some heartburn drugs. Add to that the fact that our bodies start to absorb less calcium and vitamin D, two essential nutrients for bone health, and you've got a perfect storm for bone thinning. Now, here's the kicker. Osteoporosis doesn't show up with flashing lights. You don't feel it. There's no pain. No swelling. It's quiet, until one day, you slip or sneeze too hard and bam, a fractured hip, a broken wrist, or a cracked vertebra. That's usually when people find out their bones have been weakening for years. And these breaks? They are not minor. A hip fracture can lead to months of recovery, loss of independence, and in some cases, serious complications. The statistics aren't here to scare you, they are here to wake us up. 1 in 3 women. 1 in 5 men. These numbers are high, but they are not a death sentence. Not if we act now. You see, the amazing thing about bones is that they are still responsive, even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. With the right steps, we can slow bone loss and even rebuild some of what's been lost. No, we're not talking magic pills or overnight miracles. But we are talking real, natural, science-backed strategies that make a big difference over time. And that's what we're getting into today. We're going to cover what to eat, how to move, what to avoid, and a few surprising habits that can quietly strengthen your skeleton, from the inside out. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's talk about taking care of those bones, the natural way. Let's keep it real, aging comes with a few trade-offs, and one of the biggest is how our bones start to change. You see, bones aren't just solid like concrete. They are alive. They are constantly working behind the scenes, breaking down old bone cells and building new ones in a cycle we call bone remodeling. But here's the catch, after about age 30, that balance starts to shift. And by the time we hit 60, the breakdown starts happening faster than the rebuild. That's why so many older adults start dealing with brittle bones, stooped posture, and even unexpected fractures. It's not just bad luck, it's biology. And understanding what's going on under the surface gives us the power to push back. So, what's causing this shift? First up, calcium and vitamin D. Our bodies just don't absorb them as well as they used to. And without enough of these two nutrients, our bones start losing density. Think of it like a house slowly losing bricks. Then there are the hormonal changes. For women, menopause is a big one. Estrogen levels drop sharply, and that hormone is actually a key protector of bone strength. For men, lower testosterone can also lead to weakening bones, just at a slower pace. Physical activity also tends to take a hit. Maybe your joints ache a little more. Maybe you're not walking as much as you used to. But when you stop moving, your bones stop getting the message that they need to stay strong. Movement literally tells your body, hey, we need these bones to be solid. Some medications can quietly chip away at bone health too, especially corticosteroids, which are often used for inflammation or autoimmune issues. Even certain antacids and cancer treatments can have an impact. And don't forget chronic inflammation. If you're living with conditions like arthritis, diabetes, or digestive problems, your body is in a constant low-grade battle. And bones often take collateral damage. But here's what's exciting: once you know the reasons, you can actually do something about them. Knowledge is power. And we're about to use that power to protect and rebuild your bones naturally. Let's dive into the next part: the foods, habits, and gentle exercises that can help you stay strong and steady, one day at a time. Let's talk about something that often gets overlooked: giving your bones the nourishment they need, in a way that feels easy and natural. And no, this doesn't mean chugging milk or eating loads of meat. In fact, there's a whole world of plant-based foods that quietly do wonders for your bone health. Picture your bones as a living, breathing structure, more like a garden than a pile of bricks. They need constant care, the right soil, nutrients, sunlight, and regular tending. And the good news is, many of the best bone builders are already sitting in your kitchen or can be picked up at any local market. Let's start with calcium, the nutrient we hear about all the time, and for good reason. But here's the twist: you don't need dairy to get it. Dark leafy greens are some of the richest sources out there. Think kale, bok choy, mustard greens, and collard greens, all packed with calcium that your body can actually absorb well. Then there's tofu, especially the kind that's calcium set. It's a powerhouse. You can toss it in a stir-fry or crumble it into a salad. For snacking, almonds and sesame seeds are your best friends. A small handful of almonds gives you a nice calcium boost, plus protein and magnesium. And don't sleep on tahini. Just a spoonful mixed into a dressing or smoothie can sneak in extra bone support without much effort. Now, let's talk about vitamin D, the behind-the-scenes player that helps your body actually use all that calcium you're getting. Without enough D, it's like trying to bake a cake with all the ingredients but forgetting to turn on the oven. If you can, try to get outside in the early morning sun. Just 10 to 20 minutes a few times a week can go a long way, especially if you let the sunlight hit your face and arms directly. And if that's not realistic where you live, consider chatting with your doctor about a vitamin D3 supplement to stay covered. Then there's magnesium, which often gets overshadowed but is absolutely vital. It works together with vitamin D and supports the structural health of your bones. You'll find it in pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, avocados, bananas, and whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, and oats. It's honestly one of the easiest nutrients to get. Just sprinkle seeds on your oatmeal or mix some quinoa into your salad, and you're good. Now here's a nutrient a lot of folks don't hear about: vitamin K2. It acts like a traffic cop, helping calcium go to the right places, like your bones, and not to the wrong ones, like your arteries. The best plant-based sources are fermented foods: sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, and natto. A spoonful with your meal a few times a week really adds up. And yes, the flavor is bold, but once you get used to it, your gut and bones will thank you. And finally, let's touch on protein, because your bones aren't just made of minerals. They've got a soft, flexible framework made of collagen, and that requires protein to stay strong and supple. You can absolutely get what you need from beans, lentils, chickpeas, tempeh, quinoa, and even good old peanut butter. Try to include some kind of plant protein in every meal, whether it's a bowl of lentil soup, a chickpea salad, or a tempeh stir-fry. If you're wondering what kind of eating pattern ties all this together, think Mediterranean, but plant-powered. Load up on colorful veggies, whole grains, legumes, seeds, nuts, olives, and maybe even a splash of red wine now and then, if that works for you. It's not only good for your bones, it's delicious, satisfying, and proven to help with aging gracefully. To get some sun, safely. Let's face it, many of us avoid the sun because we're told to protect our skin. But small, safe doses of sunlight can do wonders for your bones. Vitamin D is made right in your skin when you get some rays, preferably morning light, before it gets too strong. Even just 10 to 15 minutes on your hands and face, 2 or 3 times a week, can help. And if you're indoors a lot, a vitamin D3 supplement might be a good idea, especially in winter or if you live up north. But always check with your doctor first. Too much D can also be a problem. 3. Stay active with the right exercises. One of the best gifts you can give your bones? Movement. Bones are dynamic, they respond to stress. The more you use them, the stronger they get. The less you use them, the more they weaken. Simple as that. And you don't need to hit the gym for hours. Even gentle, weight-bearing exercises help. Walking or light hiking. Stair climbing around the house or at the park. Tai Chi, great for balance, posture, and reducing falls. Yoga, improves flexibility, stability, and spine strength. Body weight exercises like squats, wall push-ups, or step UPS. Light resistance bands or dumbbells, even soup cans count. The key is consistency. A little bit every day beats one big session on the weekend. And don't forget balance training, preventing falls is just as important as building bone. 4. Herbal helpers. Nature has a few allies that may support bone strength, though you'll want to check with your healthcare provider before diving in, especially if you take medications. Red clover contains phytoestrogens, plant compounds that mimic estrogen. Some studies suggest it might help with bone loss after menopause. Horsetail, equisetum, is high in silica, which may help your body use calcium more effectively. Black cohosh has traditionally been used to support menopausal women and may have some benefits for bone health, though more research is needed. These aren't miracle cures, but they can be gentle supports alongside diet and movement. 5. Sleep and stress management. This one surprises people, but sleep and stress are major players in bone health. Chronic stress raises cortisol, a hormone that, in high levels over time, can actually break down bone tissue. And poor sleep disrupts the body's repair processes, including the rebuilding of bone. So what helps? Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep, go to bed and wake up at the same time each day. Wind down before bed with a routine, herbal tea, light reading, soft music. Practice deep breathing or meditation to lower stress hormones. Do something fun, hobbies, gardening, phone calls with loved ones, all lower stress and improve well-being. Social connection matters too. Loneliness has been linked to poor health outcomes, and that includes bone density. So pick up the phone, join a walking group, or invite a neighbor over. It's good for the soul, and your skeleton. 6. Avoid bone thieves. There are some sneaky habits that rob your bones of strength over time, we call them bone thieves. Let's name them. Smoking, it reduces blood flow to your bones and interferes with calcium absorption. Excess alcohol, more than 1 to 2 drinks per day can reduce bone formation and increase the risk of falls. Too much caffeine, it can increase calcium loss, moderate your coffee or soda intake. High sodium diets. Salt can pull calcium out of the bones, so watch those salty snacks. Sitting too much. Movement tells bones to stay strong. Long periods of inactivity do the opposite. Small changes can make a big difference. Try swapping soda for herbal tea. Stand up and stretch every hour. Choose nuts over chips. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. And here's the beautiful part. Everything you do to support your bones naturally also supports your overall health. Better bones mean better posture, better balance, more independence, and a longer, more active life. In the next section, we'll wrap up with a look at real-life stories, expert tips, and a few final thoughts to help you feel empowered in your journey to strong, resilient bones after 60. Let me tell you about someone who really brings this all to life, Grandma Lily. She's 82, a retired schoolteacher from Ohio, and she's one of those people who just radiates calm and energy all at once. Every morning, rain or shine, she practices Tai Chi in her backyard. Just 20 minutes, slow, graceful movements that flow like water. Nothing too intense, but enough to get her body gently moving and her balance sharp. Her diet? Nothing fancy. Just good old-fashioned, colorful, whole foods. Her plate is often filled with stir-fried leafy greens, tofu, fermented veggies like kimchi or sauerkraut, and a little grilled fish now and then. No calorie counting, no trend diets, just eating with care and variety. Oh, and she swears by her morning miso soup with a sprinkle of seaweed and sesame seeds. When Lily went in for her routine bone density scan last year, her doctor couldn't believe the results. Her bone mass was closer to that of someone in their 60s. That's 2 decades younger, folks. And when asked what her secret was, she just smiled and said, "I move a little every day, I eat real food, and I don't let stress stay in my body too long." What's powerful about Lily's story is that she's not doing anything extreme. No boot camps, no supplements costing hundreds of dollars a month, no strict routines. Just simple things, done consistently, with love and attention. It's living proof that it's never too late to take care of your bones. And it doesn't require turning your life upside down. Just small, daily choices that stack up over time. Part 5, Scientific Proof, what the research says. Now, let's talk science. I mean real, grounded, peer-reviewed science, not just wishful thinking or internet fads. Because sure, stories are powerful. They inspire us, they tug at our hearts. But data? Data gives us something solid to stand on. It's like building a bridge. Inspiration gets us to start, but science helps us cross it with confidence. Take a 2018 study that caught my eye. It was published in Osteoporosis International, and it followed a group of older adults over the course of a year. What they did was surprisingly simple. They switched to a Mediterranean-style diet. No crazy restrictions, no calorie counting, no eliminating entire food groups. Just more vegetables, fruits, legumes, olive oil, whole grains, and less processed stuff. And here's what happened. After just 12 months, their bone mineral density actually increased, significantly more than in a control group who didn't change a thing. That's a big deal. Because bone density doesn't usually just go up like that in later years. It typically holds steady if you're lucky, or declines. But these folks managed to give their bones a boost, just by tweaking what was on their plates. Now, I know you're probably wondering, did they include fish or dairy in that Mediterranean mix? The original study did allow for moderate fish and dairy, but here's the encouraging part. You can absolutely get those same protective nutrients from plant-based sources. Think calcium-rich leafy greens, protein-packed legumes, and all those healthy fats from things like tahini, walnuts, and avocados. It's not about mimicking the Mediterranean diet ingredient for ingredient, it's about capturing the spirit of it. Fresh, whole foods. Plant-forward. Less sugar. Less processed stuff. Simple meals that nourish from the inside out. And it's not just about what we eat. Movement plays a massive role too, and again, it doesn't have to be intense to be effective. Researchers at Tufts University followed a group of women over the age of 65. What made these women stand out? They walked every day and did light strength training a few times a week. That's it. No boot camps, no hour-long spin classes, no CrossFit. Just gentle, regular movement. And the results were crystal clear. These women maintained significantly more bone mass than their sedentary peers. Even more impressive, they had fewer fractures over time. The consistency, not the intensity, is what made the difference. That's the kind of routine you can start today. A walk around the block in the morning. A few minutes of resistance band exercises while you're watching TV. It all counts. But food and movement are the only pieces of this puzzle. Let's dig a little deeper into plant-based compounds that are starting to get attention in the bone health world. One of them is red clover, yeah, that little flowering plant you might have seen growing in a field. Turns out, red clover contains phytoestrogens, plant-based compounds that kind of mimic estrogen in the body. Why does that matter? Because for women especially, bone loss tends to speed up after menopause, when estrogen levels drop. Some early studies suggest that red clover may help slow that bone loss, especially when used regularly. You can find it in tea form, tinctures, or even as a supplement. Now, it's not a magic bullet, but it's a gentle, natural helper that's been used traditionally for generations. And now, modern science is catching up. Another natural compound that's making waves is vitamin K2. Not to be confused with K1, which you get from leafy greens. K2 works a little differently. It acts like a traffic director, helping calcium go where it's needed, into your bones, and keeping it out of places where it shouldn't build up, like your arteries. That's huge, because it supports both bone health and heart health at the same time. Fermented foods like natto, sauerkraut, and miso are some of the best sources of K2. Even just a spoonful of sauerkraut a few times a week can start making a difference. There are also K2 supplements available if you prefer, but if you're up for it, building it into your meals is a lovely, natural way to get more in. Now, we can't have a bone health conversation without talking about the power duo, vitamin D and magnesium. They are like the backstage crew in a Broadway show. You might not see them front and center like calcium, but nothing works without them. Vitamin D helps your body actually absorb calcium, and magnesium helps activate the D and supports the structure of the bones themselves. When either one is low, your calcium just doesn't go where it should. It can even make things worse. The solution? Regular sun exposure for D, and for magnesium, foods like pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, black beans, quinoa, oats, and bananas are wonderful. Still, depending on your climate and lifestyle, sometimes it's smart to get your levels tested. If your doctor finds you're low in D or magnesium, a small supplement can be a helpful tool. Just be sure it's the right kind and dose for you. And here's the real takeaway from all this: nature gives us tools. Science has caught up to what many traditional cultures already knew, that the body thrives when we feed it whole, unprocessed foods, move it gently but often, and respect its natural rhythms. Bone health after 60 isn't about perfection. It's not about rigid routines or turning your life upside down. It's about being kind and consistent, giving your body the ingredients it needs to rebuild. Moving a little bit every day, not out of punishment, but out of love. Trusting that these little actions, when repeated over time, really do add up. Because here's the thing, your bones are alive. They are constantly remodeling, even now. Even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, they are responding to what you do, to what you feed them, how you move, how you rest. And it's never too late to send them some love. Osteoporosis doesn't have to be inevitable. With the right natural strategies, you can protect your bones and maintain your independence well into your golden years. Remember these core steps. Eat for your bones. Move daily, even gently. Get sunshine and rest. Avoid lifestyle habits that hurt your bones. And perhaps most importantly, believe that change is possible at any age. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe. You never know who might need this today. Stay strong, stay curious, and take care of those beautiful bones. See you in the next episode of Elderly Care. You know, a lot of folks think bone loss is just one of those things that has to happen as we age. Like gray hair or reading glasses. But the truth? Osteoporosis doesn't have to be your story. Sure, aging plays a role, but so does the way we eat, move, sleep, even how we manage stress. And that's the powerful part. Because those things, they are in your hands. Let's break it down again, nice and simple. Eat for your bones. That means more than just drinking milk. Load up your plate with leafy greens, nuts, seeds, beans, healthy fats like olive oil, and yes, the occasional piece of cheese or a scoop of yogurt if your body handles dairy well. Think variety. Think color. Think real food, not just the stuff that comes in a box. Move every day. I'm not saying you need to train for a marathon. But take a walk. Do a few gentle stretches. Try Tai Chi in the backyard or your living room. Use those stairs. Your bones love a little bit of daily challenge. It's how they stay strong, just like muscles. Get sunshine and rest. Morning light is your best friend for natural vitamin D. Even 10 minutes can help. And at night, make sleep a priority. Your body repairs and rebuilds while you're resting. If you're tossing and turning, maybe try a warm cup of chamomile tea, soft music, or a bedtime routine to help you wind down. Ditch the bone thieves. We talked about these: smoking, too much alcohol, too much salt, not enough movement. It's okay to enjoy life, but moderation is key. Swap one small habit at a time, maybe trade that second cup of coffee for an herbal tea, or go for a short walk after dinner instead of sitting down right away. Little shifts can add up in a big way. And you know what might be the most important thing of all? Believe in your bones. Seriously. You are not too old to make a difference. Your body is still listening. Even in your 60s, 70s, 80s, it's never too late to make your bones a little stronger, your balance a little steadier, your life a little fuller. I've seen people start simple routines in their late 70s and completely change how they feel in just a few months. Less pain. Better posture. More confidence. That could be you. And remember, you're not doing this alone. Whether you're tuning in for yourself or someone you love, you've got a whole community here that cares about the same things: staying healthy, staying strong, and living fully, at every age. So if today's message resonated with you, do me a favor, like this video, share it with someone who might need a little boost, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. We've got more episodes packed with science-backed, senior-friendly health advice coming your way. And hey, take care of those bones. They've carried you this far. Let's keep them going strong for many more beautiful years. See you in the next episode of Elderly Care.